Fallout New Vegas has a lot of options when it comes to the way you want to play the game. With all the skills, perks, and special stats, makes for one of the deepest RPG systems in the series, and with that comes amazing builds you can craft and eternal debates on which skills are worth your points. One that often gets dismissed and is undoubtedly the worst one to put points into is survival. Ask most of the community and they'll call this the weakest skill in the game, and it leads players to put absolutely no attention to or any skill points into. But I've decided to test out if survival is really that bad, and man did I find some cool things about it that I want to show you and convince you that survival is not that bad as some people make it out to be. I want to show you that it's worth investing some points into your next playthrough. You don't need to go full on blown 100 survival, but just investing some can have huge benefits on your gameplay and build. Now, players that play on hardcore already know how good survival is, so I'll mainly focus on players who don't play on hardcore and show it could be just as good. From crafting powerful foods, unique items, and useful perks, let's get into why you should invest into survival. So first, let's break down what survival actually does. Survival increases the effectiveness of food-based healing items and unlocks tons of crafting recipes at the campfires. Every point you invest into survival will give you a 2% increase in the amount of HP it heals, and also if you're playing on hardcore, a 2% in hydration and starvation. This means at 100 survival skill, you are tripling the amount of HP you get from food and tripling the amount of food and H2O you get. So yeah, that's why it's pretty much a no-brainer option when it comes to playing hardcore mode, but the triple HP you get can be really useful in normal modes. Even getting to 50 survival, doubling your HP gains can be worth it. It turns trash loot into life-saving resources that you can use as an alternative to stim packs, saving your stim packs, or if you run out, it could completely save your life. And yeah, I know everything I just explained sounded pretty boring, and it's the reason why me and a lot of others never really bothered with it. But now let's go over some items that make it a lot better. Now, I know crafting isn't what a lot of players do in their playthroughs. I don't even remember crafting anything in any of mine. But when I started using survival for this video, man, did I find some great things that made the game a lot smoother and a lot more fun. Especially the last item I'll mention, so let me cook. Now, there's a lot of items you can craft, but I'll go over the more interesting ones worth mentioning. There is, of course, the anti-venom, which is really clutch as poison is really annoying, but there's an even better one called Snakebite Tourniquet, which not only requires only 30 survival unlike the 40 for anti-venom, but it's also applied automatically and gives a huge poison resistance on top of that. So this is one of the best items to have in your inventory at all times, especially since it weighs nothing and it's fairly easy to craft. Next crafting item is Battle Brew. You get Battle Brew by going to the X13 research facility in the Old World Blues DLC. Once inside, go down into the sewer pipes and you'll find this strange still. And after we craft it with 1 vodka, 1 mutant cave fungus, 1 salient green, we can now unlock the recipe, allowing us to craft it multiple times at any station. It requires a survival of 45, and I mean, man, look at these effects. The instant 50 HP is crazy good and even more than a super stim pack, and the damage resistance will make you feel like you're a tank, or more so like a wild barbarian, as when you drink this, your screen will turn slightly red for a short time, signifying you're about to go berserk mode on some mofos. It's an incredibly strong craftable and a must if you really want to be powerful with survival. Next up, you can't forget about the Deathclaw Omelet, a pretty good healing item. You can't craft it unless you unlock the recipe, which is at Salone, where you need to talk to Jas and bring her a Deathclaw egg and she'll reward you with the recipe. Now at 100 survival, it restores a whopping 720 HP. Now it does take 60 seconds to heal you to that full amount, which might seem like a turnoff to a lot of people, but that's 12 HP per second. But if you're still not impressed and you want something to heal you a lot faster, then go for the healing poultice, which not only heals you a bit faster, but also restores your limb condition. And another really good one for healing is the desert salad, which heals 21 HP every second. So eating one at the start of a gunfight can be great and make you feel even more powerful. Now lastly, the ultimate survival crafting item, which I absolutely love and I wish I knew sooner, is rushing water. You can craft this bad boy at 50 survival and it requires only 2 things: Jet and Purified Water. Such a simple recipe for what I think is one of the greatest items in the game. Now, why is it amazing? Well, it increases your attack speed by a whopping 50% for 30 seconds. This is one of the funnest items to use in game, and it is perfect to use for almost any build. And I thought it only affected melee weapons, but it also affects guns too. So you can become an ultimate gunslinger with this, or a melee psychopath destroying everything in your way. Now, we need a lot of purified water to make it, and we usually can get a lot from vendors or just scavenging around. And as for Jet, it's usually found on fiends, but if we want to reliably get tons of both Jet and water, we can. Head to Cat McCarran and buy out William Farber. He sells big stacks of purified water, and for Jet, talk to Sergeant Daniel in the back of Cat McCarran's supply shack. He'll sell 5 every time his inventory resets, so just wait 48 hours and come back to them and buy their respective items. I mean, just take a look at how fast you can get these weapons to fire. It is absolutely crazy. If you want to get even crazier, you can combine this with other perks that increase attack speed like Atomic or Slayer for melee weapons. And the best part about it is that you can't get addicted to it. Even though it uses Jet, you can chug it all day long without feeling a thing. Just the urge of your trigger finger to click as fast as you can. Again, I wish I knew about this item sooner, but with everybody telling me survival is terrible, I never even bothered with it. You can have so much fun with it, and it really takes your gameplay to a next level. The more you lean into it, the more it feels like you're unlocking a hidden playstyle. Now let's take a look at some of the perks you can acquire with survival. There are 13 survival perks in the game, and most of them are not that great. So I'll only talk about the ones I think are pretty good, and the first one being probably the best is Entomologist. You get this perk at level 4, and you need an intelligence of 4 or higher and at least 45 survival skill. This perk is very simple, 50% more damage against mutated insects, so boat flies, giant mantises, giant ants, red roaches, and most importantly, rad scorpions and cazadors. And I already know someone's gonna say, well, scorpions are actually arachnids, not insects. Yeah, whatever, Gilbert, we know, but this perk also affects them, so yeah, it's really nice to have, but it's mainly taken for the cazadors. If you ever played New Vegas, you know how much of a pain cazadors are to deal with. They move all over the place, making them hard to hit, and they pack a serious punch that also poisons you. Definitely not fun at all. I'd honestly fight a Deathclaw any day than a cazador, and that's why this perk is so good, because it makes quick work of them. Next perk is Tribal Wisdom, where you unlock it at level 8 and it requires a survival of 70. This one is pretty decent, as it comes with 3 benefits in 1 perk. 50% less limb damage from animals, and mutated insects, greatly decreasing the risk of crimpling. A plus 25% poison resistance, solid to have especially for cazadors. And finally, the ability to eat mutated insects, which is more if you're really desperate or don't want to waste stims or of course play hardcore. Overall, some really solid benefits to have, and I mean the icon is pretty cool, so come on now. And lastly is Them's Good Eatin'. This perk unlocks at level 20 and requires a 55 survival skill, and when unlocked, all living creatures killed have a 50% chance of dropping thin red paste or blood sausages, which are pretty good healing items, especially for hardcore players. You can stack multiple of these items in your inventory and have an endless healing supply that will constantly heal you in battle. These are amazing healing items, especially the blood sausage that heals 15 per second, and we can take it to the campfire to craft black blood sausages that heal 35 HP per second. They're just another way to heal after a battle or during one, especially if you don't want to waste your stim packs. So that's it for the perks. Again, it's highly recommended that you get up to 50 survival for the Entomologist perk. It's super good, 100% worth it. But now let's talk about leveling up your survival. Now, increasing your survival with skill points isn't the only way you can level it up, as it's tied to endurance, which is one of the best special stats in the game, as it not only increases your maximum HP but your ability for more implants, so you should already have invested some points into it. I always like setting it at 8 so I can go to the implant store to get the endurance implant to get me all the way to 10 endurance. So from 5 to 10 endurance, it'll put us at 25 survival. There's also the Wasteland Survival Guide from Fallout 3, which you can get in New Vegas, which will increase your survival by 3, which you can find at the Lone Wolf Radio early in the game. Matthew's Animal Farm, also pretty early in the game. Mesquite Mountain Campsite, another another early game spot, and Scavenger's Platform. There's also one in the Waste Disposal Station in the Lonesome Road DLC, but that's pretty late game to even care about. So majority of the books are pretty early game, which is amazing, and if we get all the base game ones, it'll give us an additional 12 survival, which will put us at 37 survival, and we didn't even put any points into at all. These books are really not that much out of the way, at least the first 3 aren't, so they're a must grab. So overall, survival can be very beneficial and amazing if you know what you're doing. There are a ton of ways you can utilize crafting that can make you a beast with the battle brew, rushing water, and black blood sausages. Survival gets left in the dirt, and I thought shedding some light on it in this video would not only give players a reason to play Fallout New Vegas again, but also try out different builds or improve their builds. I hope you guys enjoyed, and make sure you guys subscribe because I spend a lot of time making these videos for you, and I won't stop, so stay tuned for more Fallout. Like the video, comment down below, and I'll see you guys in the next one.